reading is going to be how to connect with yourself more. How to have a better connection with yourself in a nutshell. So pick number 1, number 2, or number 3. How can number 1 have a better connection with themselves? I'll just take one card. Okay. How can number 2 have a better? Thank you. And number 3, how do they have a better? Thank you. And overall advice for my collective when it comes to how they view themselves. Let's just see where everyone's headspace is at. Thank you much. So we have time to take action. I'm just kind of getting a vibe of maybe you keep yourself busy a lot and you don't really necessarily take time for yourself, and you always kind of put yourself on the back burner and you say, it's like you'll say, I'll nap at 1, and then something happens and you'll say, just forget the nap, I'll get more sleep, and then you end up not really getting much sleep, and then you just kind of put it off for tomorrow. Or like you're hungry and then you'll say, I'll eat later, I'm going to eat a snack now, I'll eat later, and then you just end up eating kind of like small snacks all day. So just really pay attention to how you're taking care of yourself, and the time that you're giving yourself is what you need to focus on. I kind of feel like you, as a collective, have this self-awareness of what you need to do, maybe not necessarily acting on it. And this is the stone that the deck chose. For some reason, I didn't think to show it. I want to say it's an obsidian heart, I think. Obsidian is good for negative energy, so don't be hard or negative towards yourself just because you drop the ball sometimes when it comes to yourself. You can always pick the ball back up and, I almost said, hit a home run, or, get a full-on dunk in there. But you can always start over again when it comes to self-care. Like, even if it's just, okay, I'm going to take 5 minutes and literally set a timer for 5 minutes and close your eyes and see how it goes. Just start off with small things like that, my collective. So how to connect with yourself more. Pick number 1, number 2, or number 3, and I'll give you a moment to decide. Alright. Number 1, how to connect with yourself more. We have lost everything. I'm really getting a vibe you've given up on yourself. You feel like you're at the point of no return. You kind of have the attitude sometimes of, what's the point? I've come this far, might as well not bother now. Just a really defeated attitude, and you're important. You matter. You're here in this world for a reason. And if you could just show yourself more kindness and more joy, you would not only fill your own life with that, but you would inspire others to do the same. You have potential, whether you want to see it or not. 444 on the timer, as I said that. You really need to find more stability in how you treat yourself. Like, kind of like I was saying earlier, commit to something every day that makes you feel good, that makes you happy, that makes you feel like you did a good job. I mean, if nothing else, every morning say, you know what, I got up, I brushed my teeth, I'm proud of myself. I was able to get up, and even if, sometimes you can't get up out of bed, you strike me as the type who might lay in bed all day and say, I'm just not feeling it. And then you feel poorly because you're in bed all day. Instead, you should say to yourself, yes, I was in bed all day, but I just wasn't feeling well, and I'm proud of myself for admitting I wasn't feeling well and trying to rest and rejuvenate, because I do need that. Everyone goes through those phases and those times in their life. So be more gentle with yourself and try to understand yourself more and why you do the things you do. And do one thing every day that you enjoy. And if you find you don't enjoy anything, I honestly think that's impossible, because there's no way there's not, you don't love watching cute animal videos or mistake videos or a favorite movie from a childhood or just a certain song that comes on and you move. I'm not talking about being ecstatic and jumping off the walls like I'm walking on sunshine. I'm just talking about making you crack a smile rather than being so hard on yourself. So stop being so hard on yourself, number one, and recognize that you do things for a reason, even if it doesn't look or seem like it makes sense. Your body needs certain things. You need certain care, and you shouldn't reject yourself just because, Lila over there, she's so perfect and she works out every day and she eats healthy and blah blah blah. It's not about what you think you should do. It's about listening to yourself and just taking one step at a time, one moment at a time. You don't have to conquer it all at once. So this is how to better connect with yourself. Number one, many blessings and be kinder to yourself. Number two, I heard I'm through and I'm hearing that song Walking on Sunshine. Like, if people don't make you happy, you're out. You're already trying to connect with yourself more by protecting yourself from others who don't have the same intentions towards you. That's an interesting energy to be in. Alright, we have get over past. I feel like you're hard on yourself, but not in a bad way. And what I mean by that is, let's say you're working out and your body feels exhausted and you're at the last round, and instead of saying I can't, you say you can. Like, you are learning to push yourself in good ways. But I think sometimes you're not recognizing there's a fault in that, because I honestly feel like you struggle when it comes to pushing yourself, and I think you're still learning your boundaries of what all you're capable of versus what all you should do. And what I mean by that is, just because you can do everything doesn't necessarily mean you should put all that on yourself. Like, let's say you want to really smoke in bod and you're like, okay, to get results quick, I'm literally going to work out every day. But that's not healthy for your body. You need to rest sometimes. So with you to connect with yourself better, I'm hearing give yourself at least 2 days off. literally veg out. The universe will give you some assistance and they'll give you a gift should you choose to do this. You work too hard. It's almost like you're addicted to showing off to yourself. I don't even think, honestly, you care how other people view you or what you do. You do it for you, but like, you need to stop trying to show off to yourself. It's like for so long you said, I can't, I can't, I can't. All you want to say now is, I can, I can, I can, I can. And possibly slightly to your own detriment. Because when you're always going after goals and you're always showing yourself you can, you can, you can, you're forgetting to just have fun sometimes and play around and do nothing. The universe literally wants you to play around and do nothing for the next 2 days. If you have to work, that's fine. Do the bare minimum. But literally only do things that are fun or make you happy, because the universe is kind of unhappy with you for the fact that you're just being an overachiever just because you can. And that's not what the journey is about. It's not about conquering everything. It's about pleasure and enjoying your senses as well. Ooh, that's very interesting. So, if you drink, go have a drink. If you like to dance, you can dance. Don't dance much. But just kind of lay there and relax. And like I said, the universe wants to give you a gift should you choose to do this. Very interesting. You're so strict with yourself, you need to have more fun. So that's how to better connect with yourself and also get a present from the divine. Number 2, many blessings. Number 3, I heard, oh God, I hope it isn't me. I hope it isn't me. It's almost like you don't like it when people choose you to do things. It's like you don't like being in charge of things, but somehow you get picked to do those things anyway, and you're like, why? Because the universe wants to show you that you can show up and show out. We have lasting relationship. So the universe wants to tell you that part of your purpose is showing other people how I can't even speak. I was gonna say how to do relationships, how relationships work, but it just came out as how to. But like, you seem overwhelmed and underwhelmed when it comes to relationships, and you want one, but then you don't want one. The universe wants you to be less flaky when it comes to your relationships with others and teaching others about relationships, whether that be you being, I'm getting, it's like you being in a relationship with someone, whether it's platonic, friendship, romantic. They want you to teach those people, and also they want you to teach people based on their experiences. Like, you could do a podcast or do a blog or just kind of do a book about, experiences, or do tarot and bring up your experiences. Like, they really want you to focus on relationships right now. The divine wants you to have a beautiful relationship with someone. You are already have a beautiful relationship with yourself. Your biggest struggle is not that you need to connect with yourself more, but that you need to show others how connection works. So, your reading isn't at all what I intended, but this is what the divine wants. So, this is what I'm channeling. This is what I'm being told. So, this is your message. And my voice is kind of breaking as I'm saying this. It's like some of your experiences you just don't want to speak about. I feel like you've been through some of the worst things and some of the best things, and everyone has had all kinds of relationships, and your beautiful relationship with yourself is really inspiring, and you could really inspire a lot of people. And there are a lot of people who want to learn how relationships work, whether it be with themselves or others. You could have had an idea to teach people about relationships, and you talked yourself out of it because you feel like you've had a lot of failed ones, but it's not failure, it's just lessons. It's just experiences. Every moment is an experience. It's not a failure, it's not a win, it's an experience. And you just don't have confidence in your experience with others, but you have confidence and experience with yourself. You should have confidence in your experiences with all of the above, and know that what you feel and think is valid, and a lot of people could benefit should you decide to teach people more about relationships and connections. It is a part of your life purpose. So, to better connect with yourself, start living your purpose more by teaching people about healing connections. And despite the situation, you can put the Midas touch and turn it to gold, even when it's a heaping pile of shit. Because you kind of have a talent for that. Like, even in the worst situations, you try to make the best of it. And that's one of the reasons why you're so strong. And even the times you fell apart, you see how not to fall apart anymore. That's why you have boundaries. Like, number 3, you're a very healthy person. You haven't found the one yet, so you feel like you're not. So there's a bit of self-doubt in there, so don't doubt yourself. And yeah, universe wants you to teach people about relationships. So that's what I have for you, number 3. Many blessings. Many blessings to you all. If you're curious what deck I use, this is like the Buffy the Vampire Slayer deck. I kind of went all out of order with this reading. Normally I'll say what kind of deck it is if I remember and point out the stone, but this one I was a bit like disorganized. So I wonder if maybe everyone here is just kind of beside themselves as to how to better make things work with themselves and within their lives. And it's not about how you do it, it's about just trying, and at least you tried. So that's what I have for everyone. Many blessings to you all. Love, Magi Goddess, and look forward to the next one.